name is Jerry. I'm from West Palm Beach, and I paint cars, motorcycles, and graffiti. I was born in New York, in Suffolk County, Long Island, and my father got a job here in West Palm, and moved the whole family here. I like Florida. It's awesome. Awesome people. It's hot. You know, I like the palm trees, but other than that, yeah, I love Florida. Some kid came by my house and on a skateboard and like was popping ollies, and I couldn't believe that he was able to get it off the ground, so I freaking begged him to teach me, and I learned how to ollie basically, and that was it. I skated from about 6th grade, so I was 11. Started when I was 11, and I still skate to this day. When I started graffiti, we used to take the train to Miami to go skate the city, and I would see all the graffiti back then, and I loved it, and I wanted to learn how to do it, so I practiced, you know. I started to pick up a can and just practice until I could, you know, at least do a decent piece, and then from there it was just like, you know, I want to do this. It started off for me as like bombing, you know. I like to hit the streets, you know. I didn't even really start piecing until later on, you know. Now I focus a lot on piecing because, you know, I'm getting older, my kids are getting older, and I enjoy hanging out with my crew and drinking beers and just painting, you know. You know, it's LMA crew. It's a whole East Coast crew. We got started off in Boston. Lynn Massapeel started off, and then you know, the president of the crew moved from Lynn, Venom, and came to West Palm back in like 07 or 08, and we met each other. You know, I was the first writer that he met, and I knew right, that kid is just a beast, you know. He was already killing it in Boston, so when we linked, it was inevitable for us to just start a crew here in South Florida. So we really focused basically on recruiting writers, you know, because like I said, there's a lot of talent here in West Palm, and like it's hard to be out here killing it because it's such a small scene, you know. Like if you get up too much, the police find out, you know. It's easy because, you know, it's a small town. So we just basically started recruiting writers, and everyone just started crushing West Palm. And once that happened, you know, we started meeting people in Miami, you know, and we started putting them down. All the Boston heads out there, which are killing it, you know, Roger and Anto and Answer and Spire, they're all out there going nuts, you know. And then like we see it on Instagram and texts and like phone calls that one of them's killing it, and then we're like, shit, we gotta kill it too. So they do a crew piece, and then we're like, shit, we gotta do a crew piece out here that blows them out of the water, you know. So it's badass to have a crew like that, you know, from up the whole coast, you know, instead of just narrowing it down to one town. So shout outs to LMA, Lantana Massapeel, Lynn Massapeel, my dudes, you know. So, I mean, LMA is my brothers. I mean, I wouldn't even be here without those fools, so. So my buddy Gleison from Brazil, he started a company called Galera, which is obviously squad or crew, you know, and that's all of us. And he's trying to just promote us, you know, which is awesome. And I want to tell him thank you for everything, you know, and he's doing a great job. So we're gonna start doing art shows together, and hopefully, you know, I'd like to see everybody out there. We got, you know, just keep an eye out on the social media, and we'll have a lot going on in the future, so shout outs to Galera. Let's be honest, I'm in the most inspirational place on the East Coast. I mean, Miami is killing it right now between all the different graffiti crews and all the different automotive painters, the custom painters that are out here. I mean, I love where I live. Everybody that I meet inspires me to step my game up at least one level. I mean, I've met so many different people out here that are so talented and they're not getting any shine, which sucks, but I mean, it's starting to pick up, you know, everybody's out here doing their thing, you know, people are starting to notice, so yeah, I'm proud of Florida for sure. West Palm Beach is, it's north of Miami, about an hour. It's a small little city, but man, it's got a lot of potential, you know what I mean? I started skating here as a young kid, and between the skateboarders and you know, all the amazing people that I've met, you know, I wouldn't change where I live at all. I love West Palm Beach, you know, it's got a special place in my heart for sure. My father owned a body shop, you know, my whole life, and then he hired me at one of his buddy's shops, and I started sweeping the floors. Literally, I know it sounds cliche, but that's what happened. I started sweeping the floors, and the guys that, you know, they put me under their wing and taught me how to prep cars, and you know, I just stuck with it. That's, you know, that's all there is to it. I stuck with it, you know, I love it. So once I got the feel for it and I knew that I wanted to paint cars for a living, I never stopped. I really love the old 70s style, you know, I love that 70s style paint. There's something about it that I just love, and you know, I see people starting to bring it back, and I wanted to jump on board, you know, so I really studied how to do it, you know, I kind of taught myself how to do it, and you know, I had some help from some people, and you know, talking to people online and figuring out how to you know, do it myself, and you know, I just stuck with it. And you know, I skateboarded for so long that I was like, you know, I want to paint some skateboard decks like this, you know, I see people doing it, and that was it, you know, like now I do skateboard decks, motorcycle tanks, you know, whatever I can get my hands on basically, you know, I just love to create. I want to, eventually I'd love to have my own place, you know, my own shop. You know, I mean, I won't stop till I get it, but, you know, this stuff takes time. I'm just kind of focused on where I'm at now, you know, the future will hopefully fall into place. My buddies, everybody I know writes graffiti, you know what I mean? I'm in a graph crew, so all my friends write graffiti. So I took it to the next level, and I started doing the boards blanks, and then, you know, and they do pieces on them, and then I clear over them, and then it just looks crazy, you know? People love that shit. But yeah, I mean, I try and separate graffiti a little bit from my business too, because graffiti is like something that is more of a hobby for me, you know? I mean, sometimes I'll get walls, but you know, I had to slow down from the bombing because my kids are getting so big, and I've been in enough trouble. I want to say thanks to obviously my daughters, Gianna and Gabriella, my wife, Christy. You know, she's a hard worker. I want to say thanks to Venom, obviously. I want to thank Miguel from Refinisher Porn for showing love all the time on the Instagram and shit. Yeah, I mean, thanks just to the crew, yo, LMA. Thanks to you for doing this. You know, thank you. Yo, Dome 1, Dome, Aerosol Allies, my dog right there. We've been doing this shit since we were little ass kids, man. Shouts. I don't have a lot of social media, but I have an Instagram account, Jerz_LMA. If you guys want to follow it.